Donald Trump found a letter on his desk when he entered the Oval Office one morning. The letter, slightly yellowed at the edges, bore the stamp of a small orphanage on the outskirts of New York. The handwriting was neat but hurried, as if written in desperation. It read, "Mr. Trump, we need your help. Otherwise, the orphanage will close." As Trump read the words, a long-forgotten memory stirred within him. He remembered his father, Fred Trump, speaking about a project involving orphanages many years ago. But why had this particular orphanage reached out to him? And what connection did it have to his past? Intrigued, Trump decided to visit the orphanage. He brought along Emily Carter, one of his most trusted advisors and the head of his charitable initiatives. Emily had a knack for solving complex problems and a deep understanding of the challenges faced by orphanages. As they drove through the bustling streets of New York, Emily briefed Trump on the orphanage's history. This orphanage, St. Mary's, was established in the 1950s. It was once a thriving place, home to dozens of children. But over the years, funding dried up, and now it's on the brink of closure. When they arrived, the sight that greeted them was heartbreaking. The building, once a symbol of hope, now stood as a crumbling relic of its former self. The windows were shattered, the paint was peeling, and the garden was overrun with weeds. The children, dressed in worn-out clothes, looked at Trump with a mix of curiosity and despair. The orphanage director, Thomas Green, a tall, weary man in his late 50s, approached Trump with a firm handshake. "Mr. Trump, we've been waiting for someone like you. We need your help to save this place," he said, his voice tinged with urgency. But Trump's mind was elsewhere. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this story. "Why did you reach out to me specifically?" he asked, his eyes narrowing. Thomas hesitated, then gestured toward the office. "Perhaps it's better if we discuss this inside." In the dimly lit office, Thomas pulled out a dusty file from an old cabinet. "Your father, Fred Trump, was one of our biggest benefactors in the 1960s, he explained. "He didn't just donate money, he took a personal interest in the children here." Trump's curiosity deepened as he flipped through the file. Among the documents was a faded photograph of his father, standing with a group of children. One child, a boy with piercing blue eyes, stood slightly apart from the others. Trump pointed to the boy. "Who is this?" Thomas sighed. "That's Daniel. He was one of the children your father sponsored. He was special. Your father visited him often, and there were even talks of adoption. But it never happened. Daniel left the orphanage when he turned 18, and we lost touch with him." Trump's mind raced. Why had his father taken such an interest in this boy? And where was Daniel now? Determined to uncover the truth, Trump turned to Emily. "We need to find Daniel. There's something about this story that doesn't add up." Emily nodded, already pulling out her phone to make calls. The search for Daniel led them down a winding path. They discovered that after leaving the orphanage, Daniel had struggled to find his place in the world. He had drifted from job to job, eventually finding solace in art. He became a street artist, known for his hauntingly beautiful murals that depicted themes of loss and hope. His work had gained a cult following, but Daniel himself remained elusive, preferring to stay out of the spotlight. When Trump finally tracked him down, Daniel was working on a mural in a quiet alley in Brooklyn. The moment their eyes met, Trump felt a strange connection. "Daniel," he began, "I've been looking for you." Daniel paused, his paintbrush hovering mid-air. "Mr. Trump," he said slowly, "I've been waiting for this day for a long time." Over coffee at a nearby cafe, Daniel shared his story. "Your father was like a guardian angel to me. He didn't just give me money, he gave me hope. He believed in me when no one else did. But after he passed away, I felt lost. I wanted to honor his memory, but I didn't know how." Trump listened intently, his heart heavy with emotion. "Why didn't you reach out to me sooner?" he asked. Daniel looked down at his hands. "I didn't think you'd care. You're a busy man, Mr. Trump. I didn't want to be a burden." Trump shook his head. You're not a burden, Daniel. You're a part of my family's legacy, and I intend to honor that. Inspired by Daniel's story, Trump took immediate action. He pledged a substantial donation to St. Mary's Orphanage and organized a team to renovate the building. The children, who had once looked at him with despair, now greeted him with smiles and laughter. Thomas Green, the director, was overwhelmed with gratitude. Mr. Trump, you've given these children more than just a home. You've given them a future. But Trump's journey didn't end there. He invited Daniel to collaborate on a project, a mural at the newly renovated orphanage that would tell the story of hope, resilience, and the power of kindness. As Daniel painted, the children gathered around, their eyes wide with wonder. This mural, Daniel explained, is for all of you. It's a reminder that no matter how dark things seem, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Years later, the orphanage thrived, and the children who had once been its residents grew up to lead successful lives. Trump visited the orphanage regularly, each time greeted with warmth and gratitude. On one such visit, the children surprised him with a plaque that read, "To Mr. Trump, who gave us not just a home, but a family." As Trump stood there, surrounded by the laughter of children and the vibrant colors of Daniel's mural, he realized that this journey had changed him in ways he never expected. It wasn't just about saving a building. It was about rediscovering the values his father had instilled in him and understanding the true meaning of legacy. This brings us to the end of this heartfelt story. Thank you for staying with us till the very end. If you enjoyed this tale of hope, resilience, and the power of kindness, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more inspiring stories like this one. Remember, even the smallest act of kindness can create ripples that,